Hello guys, welcome to my kitchen. So as you know, I'm studying to be a health coach and I love to travel. So I love exotic fruits and vegetables. I've handpicked this selection today that you may or may not recognize, and I'm going to be taking you through the nutritional value that they hold, tasting them myself and seeing how they can be prepped. So here we have the pineapple. Now I'm sure you've seen one of these before. Pineapples are incredibly high in vitamin C, which is really fabulous for our skin, our hair and our immunity. Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin, so essentially we need to eat it in our food every day. Now, does pineapple ever give you an itchy tongue? I know that it does for me sometimes, and this is because of an enzyme called bromelain. Bromelain breaks down the proteins, and you won't find it in pineapple that's canned or cooked because the enzyme has been denatured. But that's why you get the itchy tongue. Now, no doubt you know about bananas, and you've probably seen these little Chiquita bananas before as well. These are typically a lot smaller than the classic type. They'll have a thinner skin and they'll tend to be sweeter. This one is also Siamese. Check out my bananas. So it's quite tender, they ripen a lot quicker. Bananas are high in potassium, which is a really good precursor of serotonin, which helps boost your mood essentially. It's your happy hormone. So I love bananas. If you've ever been to Southeast Asia, I'm sure you've come across the green papaya. They typically eat them in salads and they're also cooked. They're a lot more bitter than our orange variety, and they contain high amounts of magnesium, which is great for regulating our nervous system and for anxiety. Now in Asia, they make savory salads out of them. It's really not something you're going to be wanting to eat straight up like that. Now here we have an unripe and a ripe nonnie fruit. They smell divine. This one you're going to be wanting to cook if you're to eat it because it's rock hard. This one, however, is very ripe. Now, it's not the nicest looking fruit in the world, but it's very high in selenium, which is really good for our cognitive function. I've never actually tasted it before, so let me give it a go. I can't quite make out whether I like that or not. It's very distinctive in taste. It's not very sweet, but not very bitter either. Here we have a little delicacy. It's called a green gauge plum, and it's the only plum that will actually ripen green. They're really delicious to taste, quite sweet, and they contain high amounts of acids such as flavonoids, which are really good for our metabolism. We're all winning. So delicious. So here we have a guava fruit. This one's slightly unripe, but they're really distinctive for their taste and their smell. So guavas are particularly known as a powerhouse for nutrients. They contain a lot of really beneficial antioxidants and vitamins like vitamin C. It also contains high amounts of lycopene, which is a really good preventative antioxidant. Really good for things like your immunity and detoxifying. So one of my favorite melons, the cantaloupe melon. This contains a really good amount of vitamin Bs, of vitamin B12, vitamin B2, which are really good for your mood. So here we have a Sharon fruit, or you may know it as a persimmon. It's deliciously sweet, beautifully orange, and it's high in manganese, which is really good for your bone health. If you're suffering from anything like osteoporosis or osteopenia, it's really good. So here we have an Asian passion fruit, and I've never actually seen one of these before whole. It feels quite cool. So they're very high in vitamin A, which is really good for your skin and hair health. So it's a lot sweeter than the typical passion fruit that you buy in a supermarket. It's really delicious. So here we have an Indian mango. They're typically a lot smaller and a lot more distinctive in taste than the ones you'd buy from a normal supermarket. There are over 400 types of mango, and this is one of my favorites. Do you know that mango is the most readily consumed of any fruit in the world? So divine. Now, last but not least, there's been a huge trend in the use of jackfruit as a vegan replacement for pulled pork and other meats. Now, this is what a jackfruit looks like raw. It's got a very prickly outer edge. It resembles almost that of a giant pineapple here. So you can't typically eat a jackfruit raw like this, as it will upset your stomach. It's incredibly high in vitamin Bs, and it's actually a source of iron, which is why it's good for vegans. Now this is what it can look like cooked. So you would typically boil it and then bake it, and a lot of people add barbecue sauce to it. So I hope you've enjoyed my little run through of these exotic fruits. Please give me a like, share, go and try them yourself, and I'll see you next week.